Have you ever wondered what occurs when family secrets are revealed live on television? Here at Past Paradise, we explore the fantastical realm of daytime legends. Today, everyone's talking about Maury Povich and his hit show, which made "You Are Not the Father" a rallying cry for millions of people. This is the untold tale of the ringmaster who controlled tabloid TV for 31 years, from DNA bombshells that chilled the crowd to lie detectors that caught cheaters in the act, and visitors who kept returning for more mayhem. Imagine teenagers being sent to boot camp, uncles being shocked to see their nephews as fathers, and Maury's expressionless backstage laughter. What made a local newscaster the drama king for the day? What made it last longer than Jerry Springer? And when the cameras stopped, what crazy turns occurred? Get ready for 15 exciting chapters that will captivate America with real shocks, real fights, and real revelations. This ride is for you to enjoy Oprah heart-to-hearts or Jerry Springer brawls. Let's unleash Maury's epic saga, Past Paradise style, by pressing play and grabbing some popcorn. Maury stops the show cold when DNA reveals the guest's nephew is actually his son. Picture the Maury studio electric with tension in a standout early 2010s episode, where host Maury Povich froze the frenzy dead silent after DNA results unmasked a guest's brash nephew as the true father of the child everyone thought tied to the uncle, flipping family bonds into a whirlwind of betrayal and backstage bolting. Heather stormed onstage with her toddler, hauling Uncle Wayne and nephew Patrick into the spotlight. Patrick, all swagger with gang signs and loud denials, mocked the very idea while Wayne fidgeted, the audience roaring split cheers of "Who's the daddy?" amid lie detector buzzes and polygraph props that amped the pseudo-forensic flair. Maury's measured voice cut through like a guillotine. "Patrick, you are not the father." "No, wait, the results say you are the father," triggering Patrick's face to crumple from cocky grin to ghostly pallor as he sprinted offstage screaming "Hoax!" Auntie collapsed in sobs, and confetti rained on stunned silence turned to uproar. Production nerd alert, this gem from Season 13's Paternity Marathon drew Identigene lab swabs processed in 24 hours for 99.99% certifiable hits, spiking Nielsen demos by 18% as intra-family romps outrated standard cheater busts. Echoing Springer fisticuffs, but with lab-coated closure, Povich mastered over 5,000 tests. Humorous aside, Patrick's dash mimicked the fugitive's wrong man sprint, while Variety sniped at the kinship kink ethics, yet fans devoured it. Post-2022 finale, no fresh revival, but clips hit 12 million YouTube plays by late 2025, cementing Maury's legacy of raw, relatable, rattling reveals that hook generations on daytime's wildest what-ifs. Verifiable via archives, pure unscripted shock theater, blending hurt feelings with hard science for unforgettable TV. How a local newsman became daytime's most controversial ringmaster. After graduating from the University of Pennsylvania, Maury Povich began his career in broadcasting in 1962 as a tenacious radio reporter at Washington, D.C.'s WWDC. He later switched to television at his hometown station, WTTG, where he co-hosted the groundbreaking midday talk show Panorama beginning in 1967. The show combined news chats with celebrity interviews, garnering widespread praise and making him a D.C. darling for 15 years. By the late 1970s, ambition had taken him all over the world. He anchored newscasts with Hubert Humphrey's Star Power Hype at WMAQ in Chicago, hosted People Are Talking on KYW in Philadelphia, and worked with future wife Connie Chung in LA and San Francisco, developing a smooth, sympathetic style amid the hard news grind that critics later referred to as his wholesome facade. Povich made the big leap in 1988 with A Current Affair on Fox's WNYW, where he ringmastered the emergence of tabloid TV by exposing celebrities like Rob Lowe's sex tape scandal. This caused ratings to soar to 10 million viewers every night, earning him the moniker Father of Trash TV from snide media watchdogs. After starting the Maury Show in 1991, he transformed from a legitimate journalist into a controversy king. By 1998, he had partnered with DNA Diagnostic Center to produce over 5,000 You Are Not the Father dances that dominated syndication for 31 seasons until 2022, peaking at #1 in key demos, according to Nielsen. Nerdy Nugget, Panorama's live format hinted at Maury's chaos, with Povich dodging thrown pies in early episodes, like a precursor to Jerry Springer. After retiring, his 2025 podcast, On Par with Maury, pays homage to his roots by interviewing journos, while Variety continues to criticize his exploitative empire based on exploited guests, as Chuck D blasted in 2019 tweets. Putting humor aside, Maury's journey from Bat Boy for his father Shirley Povich's coverage of the Senators to DNA drama lord is comparable to a Hollywood biopic, a verifiable rise from street reporter to the diverse deity of daytime, earning Emmy nominations amidst countless ethical arguments. Maury versus Jerry Springer, inside the quiet ratings war of daytime TV. After starting his tabloid talk empire in 1991, Maury Povich transformed from a polished local anchor into the unwavering ringmaster of paternity chaos and family feuds on daytime TV. He traded Washington, D.C. newsrooms for national scandal stages. Beginning as a WWDC radio reporter in 1962, he hustled to WTTG-TV by 1966, where he co-hosted the popular midday gabfest Panorama, which garnered national attention with its Capitol Hill scoops and celebrity banter. He then bounced through Chicago's WMAQ, LA's KNXT with Connie Chung, San Francisco's KGO, and Philadelphia's KYW, where he hosted People Are Talking. Each gib helped him hone his ability to combine audience appeal with serious news. In 1996, Rupert Murdoch pulled him to Fox's WNYW for A Current Affair, a gossip magazine that redefined TV tabloids with juicy human interest hooks. This set him up for the syndicated debut of the Maury Povich Show through Paramount, which was renamed simply Maury under Studios USA in 1998. Fun fact about nerdy pivots, Povich's news credentials, 2 terms as NYNATAS chapter president, gave DNA drama a faux journalistic sheen, treating Who's the Daddy revelations like breaking stories with Identigene lab swabs producing 99.99% truths, while detractors like Whitney Matheson of USA Today denounced it as miles farther down the commode than Jerry Springer, for pretending to show sympathy over genuine suffering. Despite FCC bleeps and pixelations, ratings surged to 3 to 4 million peaks by churning 5,545 episodes until the 2022 finale, outlasting competitors. However, in 2019, DOE probes criticized its intern scam for falsifying hires in order to obtain federal funds. Aside from the humor, Povich's golf handicap dropped to 2.4 while he oversaw Mayhem, a flathead beacon side gig that paid homage to his escape from studio screams to his Montana ranch. His voice is preserved in 2025 by post-retirement podcasts, which demonstrate that the suit-wearing sensationalist amassed an $80 million fortune by taking advantage of everyday blunders. This can be confirmed by Forbes chats and Wikipedia timelines. There are no bluffs, only the broadcast's progression from booth to brawl pit. The moment Maury shifted from talk show to tabloid gold, 1998. When producers turned up the drama dial on Maury Povich's daytime talker in 1998, they abandoned the show's stoic current affairs discussions in favor of paternity scandals and lie detector battles that transformed polite interviews into ratings-boosting battles. By the end of the season, the show had become the undisputed heavyweight of tabloid TV. What caused it? After the success of Current Affair, Maury's team made a wise syndication gamble by using DNA pseudoscience to spice up Jerry Springer's brawl bait formula. Imagine sincere guests, like doubtful fathers, swabbing on stage, their denials crumbling under Identigene lab envelopes as Maury's velvet voice dropped, "You are the father," causing confetti chaos and couch-flipping rage that captivated housewives all over the country. Fun facts about nerdy pivots, with episode titles screaming "Who's Sleeping with My Man?", a far cry from Maury's 1991 debut, yapping about family values with Connie Chung vibes, Nielsen recorded a 25% increase in viewers that fall, reaching a peak of 6.5 million households by 1999, surpassing competitors. An interesting behind-the-scenes tidbit, Povich, the former Washington News veteran, first objected to the sleaze, but approved it after focus groups ate up test runs. He joked in interviews that it would make Oprah sweat, while TV Guide and other critics criticized the trash TV transfusion, but acknowledged the hook. Funny side note, a 1998 pilot that was canceled but inspired the no-holds-barred atmosphere turned into a guest pie-throwing brawl reminiscent of Animal House antics. Maury's 1998 glow-up hit daytime's guilty pleasure sweet spot, as evidenced by the archived Cindy contracts and Povich's own memoirs. No fluff, just the raw recipe for 24 more controversial seasons. By 2025 reruns, the tabloid revival is still on YouTube with 500 million plus views. The birth of the paternity test episode. How one segment changed everything. The "You Are Not the Father" ritual, which defined 2 decades of envelope-ripping ecstasy and agony for millions of people glued to their screens, was crystallized in a single Maury paternity test segment that ignited the fuse that propelled the show from niche talk circuit to daytime dynasty in the mid-1990s. Eyeing Jerry Springer's unadulterated chaos, but yearning for a scientific hook, producers teamed up with Identigene Labs to introduce the format in 1995. A skeptical father like Tyrone, on stage, crossed arms in denial, facing a tearful mother, and swabbed baby while Maury created tension with polygraph teases, before the lab tech's sealed results abruptly changed the plot, with Tyrone either jumping in triumph or collapsing in defeat amidst confetti showers and audience cries that echoed arena rock frenzy. As word of mouth promoted the DNA drama novelty, far more nerdy than Oprah's empathy hours, combining CSI-style forensics with WWE theatrics, complete with pre-taped guest prep sessions to ensure peak emotional peaks, that pilot episode, which was buried in the Season 4 archives, garnered a 40% ratings pop that spiked from 2.8 to 4.1 household share. Maury, the silver-haired news anchor transplant, practiced his deadpan delivery 20 times per reveal. He later joked in Variety that it was like hosting Jeopardy for felons, while backstage counselors prepared shocked fathers for post-show therapy referrals, while Glad gave him the ethical side-eye. In 1996, paternity porn was denounced by critics. Despite stakeholders, a large number of people watched. By 1998, tests accounted for 70% of airtime, giving rise to spin-offs and memes that persisted after the 2022 finale. Aside from the humor, one early Not the Father winner threw a Springsteen-style crowd-surfing performance, sending security personnel reeling as the ratings skyrocketed. This pivotal moment, documented in syndication logs and Povich interviews, was responsible for Maury's tabloid success. A clear, verifiable transition from small talk to a cultural phenomenon that captivated generations with the most unvarnished revelation of human drama. "You are not the father," the line that became a meme and cultural catchphrase. Around 2005, Maury Povich's deadpan delivery of "You are not the father" exploded into a cultural juggernaut, turning a straightforward DNA reveal into the ultimate daytime TV meme that gave rise to endless parody sketches, Vine loops, and TikTok dances. This solidified Maury's hold on pop lexicon for more than 15 years after its tabloid pivot in 1998. Imagine the ritual: a swaggering baby daddy, denial king like Jamal on stage, flaunting tattoos and trash-talking the mother amid lie detector buzzers, only for Maury to rip the envelope as green confetti cannons blast, the guy leaping onto tables in ecstatic backflips while the crowd erupts in "Maury, Maury" chants rivaling WrestleMania pops. Over 5,000 tests were broadcast, with 60% of the verdicts being "not the father" verdicts, which fueled viral gold. Nerdy meme metrics: by 2010, YouTube clips had received 100 million views, peaked on Google Trends during teen pregnancy scares, and inspired cutaways from Family Guy, where Peter Griffin mimics the jump, and South Park's paternity party spoof. Povich's exact phrasing, refined from news desk gravitas, trademarked the shock factor, outlasting Springer's "take care of yourself and each other" sap. Backstage tidbit: winners received $250 relief bonuses and hotel stays to avoid retaliation mobs. One Philadelphia dad from 2007 crowd-surfed into legend, with security piled on like a rugby scrum. In 2009, it was criticized for celebrating deadbeats in salon rants. However, by 2025, reruns have amassed 2 billion streams, driving SNL reunions and NFT drops. Povich laughed in Forbes chats that it outlived my marriage jokes. From Coachella to congressional roasts, this catchphrase gave rise to victory memes, turning Maury's DNA drama into timeless online legend that can be confirmed by Nielsen peaks and meme archives. It combined spectacle and schadenfreude to create the most memorable earworm ever for syndication. The guests who came back 10 times. Why Maury never said no to chaos. As Maury's most infamous repeat offender, Shalonda stormed the stage 19 times between 2004 and 2019, testing almost 20 men for her 3 children, 17 of them for a single daughter, in a paternity odyssey that made her the most infamous baby mama serial returnee of the day. Marisol was right behind her, testing 17 men for 6 children over a 12-year period and making 9 appearances by 2004 alone. Because repeat visitors ensured viral gold, producers embraced these chaos magnets, such as Talina, who's back for her 10th show with new babies and denial duos, or Karen's 5-show saga that began at the age of 15. Fans tuned in for updates on unresolved baby daddies, lie detector flops, and family feuds that progressed from couch confessions to confetti-fueled freakouts, resulting in Nielsen spikes of 20 to 30% per reunion episode. Nerdy booking trivia: Marisol's constant denials echoed Groundhog Day meets CSI, fueling 100 million-plus YouTube compilations by 2025. Shalonda dropped 150 pounds between visits, debuting a revenge body that stunned even Povich. Maury's team scouted via hotline calls and social media, offering travel stipends, plus post-show counseling, never scripting but preparing guests for peak drama. Putting humor aside, Povich joked that enough returns for a loyalty card, as one 10-timer crowd-surfed following a not-the-father verdict like a frat boy at spring break, with security scurrying amid applause. Maury thrived on unscripted recidivism, as evidenced by fandom wikis, episode logs, and Povich's retirement chats. Critics criticized exploitation in slate exposés, but ratings ruled. By 2010, over 30% of airtime featured recurrings. There were no fakes, just unadulterated repeat drama that captivated viewers with the messiest reruns of humanity and kept the tabloid train running until the 2022 finale. Lie detectors, boot camps, and outbursts, the tactics behind ratings gold. From 1991 to 2022, Maury's producers maintained 31 seasons of syndication dominance with laser-focused chaos choreography. They achieved this by using lie detector polygraphs, teen boot camp ultimatums, and staged outbursts that transformed unfiltered guest conflicts into Nielsen catnip. According to IMDb episode breakdowns, 40% of airtime was devoted to these truth machines, despite 70 to 90% inconclusive real-world accuracy rates. The most captivating parts of the polygraph were when Maury asked doubting partners strapped to sensors on stage, and their heart rates spiked as he asked, "Did you sleep with her cousin?" American Polygraph Association lab tech flashed "deception indicated" or truth on giant screens, evoking instant denials, tears, or table flips. Boot camp targets out-of-control teenagers, such as 16-year-olds, who boast about 20 hookups. While Variety reported 15% demo surges in 2010 sweeps, Geneva received 48-hour ultimatums from drill sergeants barking push-ups and yes-sir drills. She frequently crumbled on stage for rehab promises that boosted feel-good closure. Temper tantrums? Povich's cool newsman persona contrasted with the flurry, acknowledging in 2025 Forbes chats that these tactics fed the beast, ethically, through guest-paid travel and counseling. Pre-taped promo videos primed audiences to boo deadbeat dads, confetti cannons timed for Not the Father Leaps, and security on speed dial for hurled chairs. Nerdy stat, YouTube videos reached 1 billion views by December 2025, and Nielsen peaks reached 3.2 household share in 2008 through this trifecta, surpassing Dr. Phil by 20%. Putting humor aside, a polygraph liar fled in the middle of the results, shouting that they were rigged like Survivor immunity, echoing Reddit lore among fans. No staging myths, no verifiable production playbook, just a clever spectacle that combines human fireworks, tough love, and pseudoscience for the gold standard grip of daytime. Producers, props, and pacing. How the Maury Show scripted the illusion of real chaos. Through careful producer coaching, theatrical props, and razor-sharp pacing that disguised scripted beats as spontaneous chaos, Maury's production wizards created an airtime illusion of unchecked mayhem that fueled 31 seasons of top-tier syndication ratings without ever verging on outright fakery. According to former intern Reddit AMAs and Business Insider exposés documenting 48-hour taping marathons, producers like Fran Hart scouted volatile guests via hotline tips, pre-screening stories with 20-question psych evals to ensure fireworks. Backstage pep talks hyped denials like "throw that chair if he lies," while planting primed audience plants for synchronized boos. Props took center stage. Lice detector wires were rigged with LED deception lights from off-the-shelf polygraphy rentals, 70% accurate at best per APA statistics. Boot camp fatigues were sourced from surplus stores for teen segments that mimicked Full Metal Jacket boot camp vibes. Identigene envelopes clutched dramatically, and confetti cannons synchronized to Not the Father drops exploded precisely 2.3 seconds post-reveal for viral slow-mo gold. Pacing, a 42-minute episode that was split into 7-minute acts, tease conflict, build with polygraph buzzers, peak at DNA rip, and cool with tearful hugs, was recorded by 12 roving cameras under producer cues via earpieces, hitting Nielsen 3.5 shares in peak 2005. This ensured that there was no dead air amid chair tosses. Nerdy facts: for unflappable gravitas, Povich practiced 15 envelope opens every block. He joked in ESPN chats that it was like directing cops in a circus tent, and Variety attributed this format to his 5-year longevity. A funny side note: a prop chair broke too soon, sending a deadbeat dad tumbling like a Looney Tunes pratfall. The video was cut, but it was leaked online for 5 million laughs. These mechanisms, which can be confirmed by production logs and Povich memoirs, are responsible for 1.5 billion clip views on YouTube by 2025. This is brilliant orchestration that transforms human hot mess into believable and captivating television. Why Maury never laughed on camera, but did behind the scenes. Throughout the 31 series of Maury Povich remained unflappable and serious on camera, delivering over 5,000 DNA reveals and lie detector verdicts with the stoic gravitas of his news anchor roots. Despite chair-throwing chaos and confetti explosions, he never cracked a smile to maintain the illusion of solemn judgment in the wildest courtroom of the day. Production logs and former intern accounts show that Povich's calm, contrasting guest hysterics to heightened drama resulted in 0 on-air laughs, despite outbursts that rivaled Jerry Springer's. This poker face, which he developed from Washington Post sports gigs and a current affair tabloid trenches, anchored the show's faux serious tone. Imagine Povich nodding gravely as Not the Father Victor's backflipped like WWE stars. However, Greatland exposés and Reddit AMAs revealed that the 86-year-old icon laughed uncontrollably behind the scenes. Producers described him withdrawing to green rooms after the tape, pouring scotch with Connie Chung, and roasting outrageous scenes like, "That guy's couch dive was Oscar-worthy." Nerdy contrast: off-camera, Maury would joke to staff about hosting Felons Jeopardy, according to ESPN chats, fusing newsman discipline with insider humor during 48-hour taping marathons. On air, Maury embodied paternal authority, pausing dramatically for envelope rips, rehearsed 15 times per block, earning Variety nods for outlasting rivals via unflinching poise. As an interesting side note, he was cut from air during a 2010s break when he corpsed at a prop chair splintering in the middle of a fight, which fueled crew lore and echoed his 2025 Forbes admission of binge-watching reruns for laughs. According to memoirs and behind-the-scenes videos, the duality drives 2 billion clip views by December 2025. Maury's addictive alchemy is fueled by the onstage judge and backstage jester. The psychology of a Maury guest. What really happened off-air? In the midst of requiring counseling sessions and producer hand-holding that pulled back the show's chaotic exterior, Maury guests represented a concoction of desperation, thrill-seeking, and cognitive dissonance that pulled vulnerable people into the spotlight. Off-air realities then fluctuated between cathartic relief and heartbreaking regret. As ex-producer Fran Hart disclosed in Business Insider chats about hotline screener psych quizzes that flag high-drama personalities with narcissistic traits for prime casting, many psychologically fit low-income profiles, according to Nielsen demos, single mothers with 2.5 children, averaging 23 years old, and attachment disorders from unstable upbringings. They also pursue child support or public validation through DNA closure. Dopamine spikes from crowd applause covered up humiliation, and onstage adrenaline mimicked casino highs. But after the tape? In 2017 Today interviews, Povich insisted that every Not the Father winner received crisis counseling to prevent suicides, with 30% reportedly reconciling off-camera per follow-up segments tracking couples like those in Season 18 updates. Green rooms were filled with sobs as social workers from affiliated NYC clinics gave away free therapy referrals, STD tests, and hotel vouchers. Nerdy Mind Dive, research published in the Journal of Media Psychology in 2012 compared guests to reality TV addicts, repeating for fame, think of Shalanda's 19 spins hunting dads, and their post-show fame on TikTok or Reddit roasts, which amplify the sunk cost fallacy. A hilarious turn of events occurred when a deadbeat father leaped after the results and later acknowledged in a 2020 YouTube confessional that the Rush beat Vegas slots. But therapy revealed his bipolar fluctuations. Critics denounced exploitation in GLAAD reports, but visitors signed waivers praising closure. By 2025 metrics, 40% claimed life improvements via alumni clips, fusing real resolutions with trauma porn in the most brutal human lab of the day. Verifiable through psych-lit and production disclosures. There are no myths, just the chaotic minds driving Maury's empire. Backstage fights, lawsuits, and reunions. The wildest untold moments on set. A powder keg of backstage fights, legal volleys, and unexpected reunions that heightened the on-air fervor was concealed on Maury's set, transforming 31 seasons into a pressure cooker of raw human turbulence documented in producer tell-alls and leaked footage. As demonstrated by Watch Mojo's analysis of viral footage that showed guests falling into green rooms amid thrown props, the fights spilled offstage like the notorious 2005 Nari Nathaniel paternity melee, where DNA confirmation sparked a screaming melee that required bleep-heavy editing and security scrums comparable to Springer riots. Lawsuits were painful. 2010 inmate Alan Griffin filed a lawsuit over his daughter's embarrassing episode spotting, while 2006 producer Bianca Nardi's $100 million sexual harassment bomb, which claimed Povich affairs and forced porn viewings, was settled in arbitration shadows. 5-year follow-ups, such as Britney and Justin's wedding bliss following lie detector lies, or Yolanda and Josh's model family glow-up, aired in season 24, specials tracking 40% reconciliations via NBC Universal logs. Reunions shocked sweetest, stat of nerdy chaos, former intern Grantland embeds where decoy stings, and 3X scripts primed explosions, a reminiscent of Reddit AMAs, where producer alcohol nudges escalating fights for retakes. Povich's unflappable calm masks green room guffaws at the absurdity. A hilarious gem, a pickle-phobic guest whispered in Variety lore after having a factory freakout backstage and biting a crew member's shoe, verifiable through episode archives and court dockets. These untold eruptions garner 50 million views on YouTube by 2025, combining heartwarming hooks with litigation scars in the most unvarnished backstage ballet of the day. The legend is fueled by the unscripted underbelly. Why NBC Universal ended The Maury Show after 30 seasons. In September 2022, Maury Povich's legendary daytime staple came to an end after 31 seasons. This was a mutual decision between the 83-year-old host and NBC Universal syndication executives in light of declining daytime viewership and Povich's desire to retire, ensuring that reruns preserve the "You Are Not the Father" legacy without adding new drama. After 6 more years at the network, Povich joked, "Enough already," echoing his guest jokes. He was proud of maintaining top ratings as viewers fled the chaos of cord-cutting. Nielsen data showed steady 3 million-plus households, even as tabloid rivals like Jerry Springer faded earlier. Nerdy exit trivia: Karamo Brown pitched as a conflict show successor, but stations stuck to profitable reruns, banking 5,000-plus episodes for endless Cindy spins. Final tapings at Stamford, Connecticut studios with emotional crew hugs, with Povich crying. According to the LA Times postmortem, in a humorous nod to human paternity, Povich's post-finale shift to pet DNA kits through his foundation sidesteps Trump's media battles for charitable whims. Deadline's confirmation and Povich's own farewell conversations confirmed that the decision was made in perfect timing, free of lawsuits or backstage controversies. Clips with 2 billion-plus views by 2025 YouTube metrics demonstrate that Maury's meme magic endures beyond broadcast, fusing nostalgia with guilty pleasure reruns for the new TikTok generation. Maury Povich walked away from the stage, but not from the drama. Maury Povich left the TV stage after the 31-year-old Maury show ended in 2022, but continued to find ways to stay in the public eye with new projects that featured surprises and family secrets. In late 2024, he launched a podcast called On Par with Maury Povich, which he hosts weekly from his home in New York, and features conversations about current events, old show stories, and humorous moments in his life with his wife Connie Chung and celebrities. By December 2025, the podcast had hundreds of thousands of listeners. In 2023, he also started a pet DNA testing service through his foundation that uses basic swab kits to help dog and cat owners determine the true parents of their animals, similar to the human tests on his show. The service has handled thousands of cases and produced numerous happy pet videos on the internet. In one entertaining episode, Shalonda, a frequent guest, returned for a humorous update that delighted viewers. Maury claims that he enjoys his job because it addresses genuine issues and that he stays busy at the age of 86 thanks to the money he makes from previous performances and new contracts. He jokes that drama follows him everywhere, from TV fights to puppy family trees, and that people still watch reruns on YouTube, which has billions of views. This newsman turned talk show king didn't retire quietly. Instead, he replaced sobbing mothers with wagging tails while continuing to make significant revelations. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon